Yo, what's up guys, my name is Mr. Freeze2244 and welcome to the Silent Assassin suit only of the Carpathian Mountains in Romania from Hitman 3. And before I get into the video, I just want to say thank you to Square Enix for giving me a free early access copy to Hitman 3. So, if you've missed any videos that I've covered so far in the Silent Assassin suit onlys, there's a link in the description of the full playlist of all the Silent Assassin suit onlys. But for this particular mission, we're going to start straight from the default, which is the reflection start location. And we're going to skip the opening cutscene and get straight to the gameplay. And you can start in the laboratory area if you want to, but we have no equipment with us anyway, so let's just get going. So from the very start, we're going to actually knock out this scientist right here and grab the keycard that he drops on the floor. We're going to use the keycard on this door right here. Stay crouched, then we're going to run through right past these two scientists and open this next door. Right in front of us is going to be a keypad. There's going to be a clue on the door, on the wall to your left to find out what the code is. It's 1979. Then you can grab the rusty crowbar. Use the rusty crowbar on the door outside to unlock it. Just going to skip that cutscene there, and then we can go straight outside. So the idea is to get to the front of the train to get to the Constant himself, and we can take out the Providence members, which is basically the guards and stuff like that, but he's going to ruin your Silent Assassin late rating, so I don't know why that objective is even there as an optional thing, because it's going to ruin your Silent Assassin rating, so why would you want to bother? But we are going to avoid all of that. So first of all, you can come across this guard. We're going to subdue him because we need to get past him, and we're going to pick up his weapon that he drops on the floor. He also drops a key, but that's only for the laboratory behind you, and there's nothing really inside there of any use, so don't worry about it. In this next section, we need to go and get a crank, and it's going to be on the opposite side of this car. So just right here, go and pick up that crank, valve, whatever you want to call it. And you're going to use this to open up the roof and the hatch. The hatch and the roof, not the roof and the hatch. Then we're going to go back on the top of the train. So there's going to be a lot of going on top of the train, going outside of the train, going through the windows, just to avoid a lot of guards. You need to watch out for them, like traffic light thingies as well. I don't know what they're called, but people will obviously correct me in the comments anyway. But yeah, you need to watch out for those. On professional mode, you can actually tank a full entire hit of it, but it almost puts you on death. So you need to just watch out for those, make sure you don't get hit by them. So once you come up here, we're going to drop down to the right, climb down and come through the window. This section is going to have guards in there, but they're all at the backs to you, so you're going to have to dive out the window to your left. Edge along the train and get back on the roof. Or through the window, rather. This next part, you might have a guard that could see you here, but don't worry too much about it, because he's not going to fully spot you once you get to this wall anyway. If your timing is different, he might even be down the end of the corridor. But if he does spot you, just make sure you push your body against this wall and spam that subdue button, and you can take him out. But yeah, once he goes over here, you can even bump into this guy and he won't even care. Which is what I do now, a little bump. He doesn't even care as I go past him. It's not intentional, but you just can't avoid it. So that's why I crouch past there and just hit and out that window. Again, car by car, we're just trying to avoid all the enemies. Nothing special out here, there's nothing really to pay much attention to. I'm going to pass through this section. There's a shortcut there in front of us. I don't know where that actually leads to, but we'll find out in a future playthrough. Once you're in this section, you can, if the guard's here on your left, dive out the window to your right, go on top of the train and come back to this window and go past. Otherwise, you can just go through the window I just did there. Just get to the end of this section. We're going to dive down to the right. Usually have a good indication of which way to drop down is when there's no snow on that side, or frost as you could call it. Dive at this bar here, but just watch out for the guy on the right. He does look left every now and then. Just need to be careful, just watch out for that and be patient through that section. Again, it's just in and out of the windows, in and out, back out the window. Jump on the top as well after we go through this window. Through this door to the window to your left. Again, that's an area where you can get spotted if you just hang around too much. That's why you need to be quick. drop down here, go back on the roof. On the left here, just drop down, go through the window. Back onto the roof. And then we can drop down. There's another shortcut here as well, which is locked from the other side. But again, we're not gonna bother those yet. This next part, there's a fuse on the floor, so don't use that yet. Do not use it. Pick up the screwdriver from the top, push your body against this little thing here, and then subdue the guard from around the corner. Pick up his weapon. We're going to use this fuse in the next section. We're going to need these to get past these sort of sections. It makes it a lot easier. So this next section, I would recommend dropping a save point right now. Because that guard on the right, you want to wait for him to walk away, just like he is now in this position. Once he's stood still, that's when you want to put the fuse in here. Immediately stand up and run. You need to do this really quickly, this part, otherwise you can get spotted. Subdue this guard as fast as you can. Immediately drag his body and put him in the crate as quick as you can. And then proceed through the door up here. Then close it behind you. Pick up the crowbar, the rusty crowbar on the floor. The guard on the left is going to walk outside. Once he's far enough away, we're going to subdue the guard that's in the room. If you pick up his shotgun that he drops on the floor, that can be another challenge completed. So make sure to do that. Go ahead and put the guard in the crate. Now, just on your right, there's going to be a little cabinet. In there, you want to break that open with the crowbar you just picked up. Inside, there's going to be another fuse. Grab that. Pick everything up from the toolbox, the screwdriver, the crowbar, and the hammer. Outside, we're just going to wait for everyone to have their backs to us, because these guards can turn their head quite a lot. So that guard in the distance that's facing us, he's going to turn around. And the guard that's dressed in all black, he will turn around as well. And that is when we're going to move forward and put the fuse in that box. And again, as soon as you do that, stand up and run. Run all the way through to the next car. Just need to be quick. Because it seems like they're suffering from the effects of the flash a lot more than previous games, which is good in my opinion. Once we're in this section here, we're just going to sneak past that guard on the left and then get to this guard as quick as we can. Now, if the people are in a different position for you, just wait for everything to line up for you perfectly. Where the guard is actually coming down here to the position he is for me, and the person to your left is facing another way before you pass. Just remember that. You don't have to rush. In this part, we're just going to drop the shotgun here in the corner, or any gun you have. We're going to open the door, pull out your hammer, throw it in the corner. That's going to distract the woman inside. Close the door, pick up the hammer, and then go back into the corridor. Close the door. Now, I remember recording this, and I thought I'd just leave it in because I thought it was quite funny, but every single time I practiced this, she would always look towards the gun. But for this occasion, for some reason, she just didn't want to look that way. She comes through the door and looks the opposite direction, and I'm not completely sure why she does it. So, if this happens to you, put the gun in the opposite corner, and it should be fine. I don't know why she's doing this, but I found it funny, that's why I just left it in. But yeah. Usually third time's a charm, but screw it, I'm just going to put it in the corner. There we go. Use L1 and R1 to place that gun. Again, do the same thing. Throw the hammer in the corner. This should really get our attention now. Grab the hammer. Get out of there quickly. The idea is there's a guard on the opposite end of the car. She's going to go and see the gun. She's going to go and tell the guard there's a gun there. And that will allow us to take out the guard. Put him in the locker with the other guard that we knocked out earlier. And then we can bypass this car without any trouble. Otherwise, this is just not possible to get through this car without a disguise. This is literally the only way I can think of. I mean, if you could smuggle equipment in, maybe you could use a tranquilizer or something, but it's just... I don't understand how else you're supposed to do this. Unless I'm missing something obvious? I don't know. But yeah, when he's got his back to you, when he bends down, go ahead and knock him out. You can leave his body there, or we can go ahead and hide the body like I said. Then we're going to sneak past, stay to the wall as far right as you can. This next session, don't worry about it, just run, crouch run past all these people. break the line of sight if they do try and get their eyeballs on you, then get out. And then separate the cars. Once you're at this point, it's plain sailing. All that's left between you and the end of the game now is the constant. There's no guards in this next section. I'm just going to wait for the prompt to show up. For some reason it's a bit delayed. There we go. Now you can take your time, walk through here like a badass, or you can just go and run. But there is a cutscene here. And once the cutscene plays out, we're going to actually attack him with the serum, because that completes one of the only assassination challenges there is.
No.
Seems I brought this up myself. Well played, Miss Burnwood. Do you really think she'll be able to resist all that power? This is not how people work.
She rejects the power, not the responsibility.
A noble idea. But please join me in the real world. I trust you already know what this is. Why not simply take it? Embrace who you were always meant to be.
No, never again.
Well, I had to try. Go on then. Do your thing. At least I die knowing who I am.
So go ahead and grab the serum, and then there you go. You use the option to inject him.
What are you doing? No! No!
This is what it means to lose everything.
You're making a mistake.
It's mine to make.
Oh. Forgive me. I seem to have, what were we talking about?
Don't worry. We were done.
Now, I'm not going to show you the ending because I just want to avoid all the spoilers and stuff like that, because I don't think it's very fair for all the people that haven't actually completed the game yet. And just for the benefit of that, I'm going to cut this by the end of this little scene here. But that is essentially how you do Silent Assassin suit only. However, if you do it this way and attack him with the serum, for some reason it doesn't count as like a target kill. I'm not completely sure why, but that is an assassination. It's part one of the only assassination challenge there is, as you'll see here. Silent Assassin suit only, Snow Angel. There we go. See, one of the classic challenges is to get 17 Silent Assassin suit onlys. Now, if you combine Hitman 1 missions, Hitman 2 missions, and Hitman 3, there's 18. But it doesn't expect you to Silent Assassin suit only this one, I don't think, which is curious to me, really. But that is essentially how you do it, how you get Silent Assassin suit only on the final mission in the game. I skipped the final cutscene there at the ending because I didn't want to spoil it for anyone. You can easily do this faster if you start in the laboratory and skip the 3.5 minute cutscene at the start. But that's going to do it for this video. Thank you very much for watching this video, and drop a like on it if it helped you out, and subscribe if you are brand new to the channel. If you've missed any Silent Assassin suit only videos I've covered so far, there's a link in the description of the full playlist. Shout out to my Psycho Assassin members, Paul Lilly, Big D, Bedry and Bryant, for becoming top tier Psycho Assassin members. I really do appreciate it. If you want to become a member, click the join button below next to the subscribe button. If you want to become a Patreon, there's a link in the description of that as well. Again, thank you to Square Enix for giving me the privilege of getting free early access to this game. I really do appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next video, which is going to be the Dubai challenges. Cheers.